I've built hundreds of Power BI dashboards, and I know how long they take, usually hours or even days for the complex ones. But last week, I described what I wanted in one plain English prompt, and Claude built the whole thing in 10 minutes. Layout, measures, formatting. I'm going to take you through exactly how I did it, step by step. Before we get into it, if you're not already on my free newsletter, Finance Automation Insider, the link is down in the description. Every week I break down workflows just like this one. Plus, when you join, I'll send you a library of prompts and templates you need to build out frameworks like this yourself. Now, building a Power BI dashboard has 3 layers of friction, and most people don't separate them out. But it's critical because a lot of AI tools can only handle one. There's the visual layer. This is where you're dragging in charts and cards, positioning them, binding the right fields, fixing the errors when a binding is wrong. There's the measure layer, opening the formula editor, writing the calculation, validating it, debugging it when it comes back blank. And then there's the formatting layer, clicking each visual one at a time to match fonts, colors, and spacing. So here's what I'm going to show you today, step by step, that handles all 3 layers. First, we're going to walk through the setup. 1 command, 5 minutes. Then Claude is connected directly to Power BI Desktop. Second, we're going to build a finance P&L dashboard. I describe what I want, Claude designs the layout, writes the measures automatically, and formats the whole page. And third, a one-shot build, a single prompt, 150,000 rows of transaction data, and a complete second dashboard page built from scratch. Now, the tool that makes this all work is called pbi-cli. It's a connector that gives Claude 2 things: the ability to read and write report visuals directly through the files Power BI stores on disk, and a live connection to the semantic model, so it can create and validate measures. 1 command to install, that's it. You're solving all 3 layers. So here we are in Claude Desktop. Now, everything I'm going to show you today is going to require 2 things from Claude. First of all, you need to have Claude Desktop down because I'm going to show you how to work inside Claude Code. Second, you do need a paid Claude subscription, any level, Pro, Max, Team, Enterprise. The functionality we're using is not going to be available if you're using the regular free Claude. So you can start with the basic version, $20 a month. That's what I'm using here. You're going to see me using the Pro version, but you do need to have the desktop installed and the Pro version. If you don't know how to install the desktop, and if you're not familiar with Claude Code, I'm going to put a video right here that's going to walk you through all of those pieces step by step. Check that out, get set up, and then come right back to this video. So with Claude Desktop, we're going to go right here to Code. If you haven't run it, again, if you haven't, go ahead, go back, watch that video. But we're going to come to Code right here, and we're going to have a new session. Now, I point Claude Code to this Claude Code folder on my computer. I let all of the work go on inside that Claude Code folder, and I'm going to have it do the work in there. And then we're going to start with a very simple prompt. So here's the prompt. Very simple. Create a new folder called Power BI Demo. That's going to be in my Claude Code folder. And then install the pbi-cli tool. Because this is Claude Code, because it can work with your terminal, it can install files, it can grab coding libraries, it can do all of that work for us. So by popping this into Claude Code, we jump out all of the steps of having to go download this and run a bunch of scripts and click a bunch of buttons. Claude Code is going to handle it for us. So we're going to send that off and we're going to let Claude do its magic. Claude Code coming back saying it's going to create the folder and then it's going to install the tool in that sequence. Right now it's creating the Power BI demo folder. Now it's asking us for permission to install the tool because it's going to install it globally. We'll go ahead and allow that because it's exactly what we asked for. All right, now Claude is asking to use PowerShell. If you're not familiar with coding, really easy thing to do, just copy and paste this ask, put it in Claude Chat. That's the button right up here, or you can just use Claude Chat on the internet if you want to, and it will explain to you everything going on. PowerShell just gives Claude the ability to execute code on your computer. That's really what you need to know for this demo. We'll go ahead and allow that. So Claude Code has identified that we're missing a tool that we need to run, and it's given us the option to either install it ourselves or let it handle it. And this is a really cool thing. I'm glad this happened. We're going to go ahead and say, I'll let you handle it. And now Claude Code is going to go to town and it's going to handle all of this on its own. How cool is that? No coding knowledge needed, no going to download. We'll keep giving it permission to work through this. Claude's asking us to go navigate the internet. We're going to allow it to do that. It's running all of this for us. We just have to keep giving it permission for the thing so it doesn't go crazy on our computer. So let's look at what's happening. We needed this piece of software. Claude went and downloaded it and it was able to pull this up for us. We'll just click through this, accepting our terms, going to install the program file, and we're going to go ahead and let it install. Again, that whole process, aside from us just approving the installation, was entirely handled by Claude Code. It's pretty hard to get stuck when Claude's going to take you through each part of it step by step. And once we installed it, it was immediately recognized by Claude. We'll go ahead and approve that. It was immediately recognized by Claude, and it's starting to install the tool we need to connect to Power BI. All right, and Claude is set up. So we've got our PBI-CLI tool, and then there's two different things we needed just to make this all work. Claude handled all of it. We've got pinwin32. Again, any questions on what's going on here, just pop it into chat and ask it the question. And then it's got the node.javascript all installed, and it's telling us here's our instructions. The Power BI demo folder is at this folder path right here. We're all set to start building Power BI projects. Just open the Power BI project in Power BI Desktop first, then we can connect it with PBI Connect. Incredible, we're ready to go. So now the cool part, we're gonna start building a dashboard. So if we come over to Windows Explorer, you'll see I'm in my Claude Code folder, and here's our Power BI demo. Now, I've pasted in two data sets. The first one is going to be our P&L data, our income statement. The second is going to be our point of sale data. You'll see the first one's a lot smaller, second one's a lot larger. We're going to work with the first one first. Now, we just have to do a real quick setup in Power BI to have our Power BI project. So here we are in Power BI. Now, if you need any help on Power BI, go ahead and click the link right up here. That's going to walk you step by step through using Power BI. For the rest of this module, I'm assuming because you're looking at integrating AI into Power BI that you know Power BI, but if you don't, this is going to help get you started. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to create a brand new blank report. Now we have to save this differently. So I'm going to come to my demo folder, and you'll see it'll by default save as a Power BI file. We need to save it as a Power BI project file because that's going to expose both the model, the semantic model, and the report to Claude so it can work with them. So we're going to save as that, and then we'll simply call it Coffee Shop Demo. Right, then the only other thing we need to do is load our data. Now, Claude can handle this, but I have found I get much better results if I just connect my Excel before I get started. So we'll go ahead and add our P&L data. There's our table. P&L data is loaded. All right, here's our data. P&L is loaded. We'll go grab the point of sale data. There's our point of sale data. Add that table, load it up, and there's our point of sale data. We are ready to go. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to describe the dashboard I want and let Claude figure out the rest. I'm not going to define the measures. I'm not going to specify the formulas. I'm just going to give it the brand information, the colors I want, things it wouldn't know, and I'm going to tell it roughly the KPIs I want. So we're going to ask Power BI to use the tool we just installed, the PBI-CLI, format a finance dashboard page in the Coffee Shop Power BI project. We're going to call Claude skill Power BI -build. Now, these skills, if you haven't worked with them in Claude, they're really powerful for getting a lot of repeating processes to work. Now, if you don't know skills, you can click the link up in the description. This is going to be a step-by-step guide to using and installing skills. And if you've signed up for the newsletter, I'm going to send you the skill that really helps enhance this. You can get there completely on your own, but you might run across just a few errors depending on how your setup is. This is going to jump through the majority of any errors or issues you have because this is essentially a skill of all of the best practices I've learned. So again, if you have the newsletter, you're going to be able to download that right from the Google Drive I send you, along with a bunch of other prompts and templates that are in there. I'm going to tell it to include these visuals. So I want KPI cards, a bar chart, a matrix. I'm going to tell it to design the layout itself. And then I want to apply my formatting. These are my brand colors. And I'm going to tell it to handle everything itself, make it presentation ready, and validate as it goes. Now, I don't have to give it colors. It could figure out some colors on its own. I don't have to give it KPIs. And for the second dashboard, the point of sale dashboard, we're not going to do any of that. But for the first one, I want to show you just how to structure it a little bit cleaner. Now with that, that's really all we have to do, and then make sure we're just approving things Claude needs to do. We're going to send that away and let Claude go to work. So you'll see right here, it's grabbed the skill I asked it to do. This is our special Power BI build skill. Again, just a compilation of all the best practices I've learned. We're going to just keep allowing Claude to do its work. It's finding the coffee shop Power BI project, and then it's going to do its pre-flight checks. All right, it wants to confirm which one we want. We're going to want this one right here. And then is it currently open? Yes, it's open and loaded. And note this, so the tool requires desktop to be running. It connects via localhost, and so we've got it up and running, and that's what the first step told us to do. So we'll send that away. So far what we see Claude doing, it's connected to Power BI desktop. It's verifying that everything is working there. It's loading the semantic model, and now it's working with the financials table and the financial data to understand the data structure before it starts building it out. All we have to do is sit here and watch. We can go work on other things. We just have to make sure that as it needs us to give it permissions to do, reading or writing or changing folders, that we're just approving that as we go. Now I want to pause and show something really cool that Claude Code is doing. It tested it. It noticed that there was a syntax error. It's figured out the syntax error, and now it's going back to actually fix the syntax error. So we'll go ahead and let it do that. It's keeping us updated as it goes and making sure we're approving any big changes, but it's testing and correcting its own work. All right, and Claude has completed its build out in just over 10 minutes. So we've got all of the measures created, it's got the visuals placed, the theme applied, and it is ready to go. Now, one trick, and there were instructions here saying this, all the work is done on the background, but there's no way for Power BI to refresh itself. So once it does the work, we want to close it, but don't save. If we save, we'll overwrite all the work. So we'll hit don't save, then we simply have to go back and reopen it. So I'm going to come right here to my coffee shop demo. We're going to pop open the project file, and we should have a fully functional dashboard. And here it is, our fully functional dashboard. We've got our 3 KPIs up here. We've got our actuals versus budget by location, and we've got our matrix showing the exact revenue by location. If I pop open the financials, you'll see all of the measures have been added right to the model. We did all of this in one shot with Claude. I want to pause for a second because I think it's easy to watch a demo and miss what's really happening and how powerful it is. This is not autocomplete. Claude is not pattern matching keywords to pre-built templates. It reads the semantic model, it understands what fields exist, and it reasons about what analytics need to back up the visuals. I describe it, and it builds all of that correctly. The measures it writes are financially sound. The visuals work. The formatting is consistent with our brand. Now let me show you what happens when I give it a completely different data set in the same dashboard. Same session, same dashboard, different data set entirely. The coffee shop has 150,000 point of sale transactions from the last few months. There's product categories, store locations, time of day, day of week. I want a second dashboard page for this data with measures, visuals, formatting. I'm going to give it one sentence prompt for all of it. So we're going to come back over to Claude and we're going to give it one of the shortest prompts ever because I really want you to see just how powerful this is. I'm simply going to tell Claude, please add a point of sale analytics page to the dashboard. We're going to send that off and it's going to go in, it's going to understand all of our existing themes, all of our existing structure. It's going to review the new data and it's going to build all of this out for us in one shot. So now with Claude's work complete, we need to do the same thing again. We're going to close this out. We're not going to save. So after closing without saving and reopening, we've come back. Here's our finance dashboard page. You'll see the point of sale analytics page has been added. We'll click over and look at this, a totally new dashboard. If we drop down the point of sale data, we'll see we've added a bunch of different measures here. We've got our KPIs across the top. We've got our units by product category, our transactions by hour, and a grid showing transactions by location by day of the week. And remember, we didn't define any of this. I just said, give me a point of sale transaction data page. Claude reviewed all of the data in our point of sale data set. It decided what would best answer the question of what belongs on a dashboard. It built the measures it needed, it applied those measures to the visuals as it needed to, and then it applied the formatting to give us this one-shot dashboard. How cool is that? 2 pages, 1 report. Finance dashboard and POS Analytics. Same colors, same fonts, same visual hierarchy. The finance dashboard was built in about 10 minutes. The POS page was built from a single sentence prompt in 7 minutes. They look like they came from the same designer because they followed the same rules, and that's what this workflow actually produces. So here's what the full session looked like. Setup, 5 minutes, 1 command to get it all going. The finance dashboard took 1 prompt with a little bit of additional context. was built in about 10 minutes. The measures were created automatically. Everything was formatted and validated. The point of sale analytics page, a single sentence prompt, roughly 7 minutes with new measures, more visuals, but consistent formatting and real insights ready to go. The total session time for a fully functional dashboard, under 20 minutes, including setup. And in that time, the formula is written by hand, 0. The format pane opened, 0 times. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then definitely check out my deep dive on Claude Code, where I show you step-by-step how to use all the features to build out any automation you can think of. I'll put the link right up here. Again, if you enjoyed this video, you definitely don't want to miss this. I'll catch you over there. Until then, this is Mike signing off from F9 Finance. Cheers.